Good morning and welcome to Miracle Farm 1927 Homestead. We are so glad for you to be with us today. And today we are going to move the permaculture chickens again, but today is a big move.
Someone's too lazy to carry his weed eater out here. Nah, he's got to weed eat around the blueberries and then mow. Blueberry bushes. They're about to get a trim around the bottom. This one's got a lot of grass. Look at all the little baby blueberries already. Ooh. Pretty, pretty, pretty. And here is the before on the land. Before we mow it. Before we trim back any of the trees, before we weed eat. It's got a bunch of trees over there growing in the ditch. The ditch goes down inside there. Just a lot of brush needs to be cleaned up. A lot of building up of the soil to do. All it grows is practically weeds. Here's some briars. And just solid bare ground. There's just some spots that's completely bare. Nothing's growing at all. Even though it's got a little bit of top soil on it. Pepper's adventuring.
Okay, we got the poverty field all mowed. Here's a bank up against the road, and that's one thing we're going to clean out. Now we call this the poverty field because it looks green or a little bit green, but if you look down at it, there's a lot of places where there's just not any grass. It's just real poor, and what's growing is broom straw. And that's just telling you that the soil is just in real bad shape. So we went ahead and mowed it because we're going to put the chickens on here probably tomorrow. And they're just going to be little helpers in fertilizing. Okay, we got the bank all the way down to here. Just got a little bit more to go to that tree line. What's wrong, Pepper? Okay, we've made it to the corner. This whole bank done. Got us a whole trailer full of brush, and we're going to take it to the brush pile to burn. Looking good, guys. Thank you. Look what we uncovered. We're going to cover it back up. It's a little quail nest. We're actually going to have the tractors to help. Normally we can just move them by hand, but we're moving them to a total different pasture. So we got the loader and we got the other tractor coming. And all the girls are sitting here waiting in line. I'm going to feed them inside the house, and that way we'll be able to put them into cages so we can move them. They're getting them all herded into the little cage. So we're going to get the little cages. So if you can't tell the difference between a hen and a rooster when you catch them, this is how. They're such babies. So we got 3 stories of chickens all ready to go. And now we're going to start taking the fence down. Well, we got all the fence down. Now this area is well fertilized and ready to grow some stuff. Here's where they used to be. And it's starting to come up green. Everybody's on the trailer. The fence is on the trailer. And they are ready to be moved to their new place. And we got to figure out how to get these down the road. One of them, the little one, we'll put on the trailer, but the big one we don't know about yet. It's just used to going across the grass, and it's got to go down the road a little bit. So this will be something new for us. Fixing to go on a little road trip. They're just going next door, but that's the only way they can get there is down the road. Look how pretty our wheat is. Looks like a few loaves of bread to me. He's bringing the big house on down the road. Got us a trail here for the fence, all weed-eated. Got part of the fence laid out. The chickens are here. The little chicken house is here. And now here comes their big house. Letting them out in their nice new grass. Some of them are still staying in their cage, but the rest of them's found their grass. And getting the weed eating done. Well, those are some happy chickens. See this one there with the naked back? And Righteous is holding one here. Now I don't like that. And one of the reasons, and all her little feathers on the top of her head is gone too. Here's this one again. See, her head feathers are gone too. Well, there's one of the reasons this could be happening is because the roosters were being too rough on them. Well, it's not really that they were being too rough, it's there were too many roosters per hen. Now, I know you don't like to get rid of your animals, but these 2 guys, I only have about a dozen hens, and I had 3 roosters. So these 2 guys right here, one of them is a tack rooster, are going in the stew pot, going to freezer camp, because these little girls need to be taken care of. And what's going to happen, as you can see on her back, if I'd left them in here much longer, it's already breaking through the skin. And I know people use saddles and all that stuff on it, but that's not natural to a chicken. They want to clean their feathers and be real pretty, and that's just something they do every day. And you can't keep one of those on them all the time. So now we got about 14 hens in here, and there's just going to be one rooster. And he's not going to be able to make this much damage on the girls. And so in a few weeks, we're going to have some feathers going back. And that's what we want to see. Even though some of them got to go to freezer camp, we got to take care of our girls. Very happy chickens.